Hello everyone, it's me again with another high quality video coming at you from Pearisburg, Virginia. Well, this is my favorite filter, so I better put a hat on, man. My hair is looking pretty scary. There we go. Plus it's kind of cold in here. I just replied to a subscriber. I think I have one or two on how I've been taking notes for the past 5 years, and planning to do this 5 years ago. I started out planning on doing this, and for different reasons I kept putting it off and saying it's not the right time. I'm going to learn more, study more, make more notes, learn more about making videos. Keep putting it off, and life just kept dragging me back away from this. You have to work to make enough money to live. Which, has a lot to do with my message with the flat earth prison question mark thing. People probably are wondering why I have that there and haven't talked about it, but I'll get into that. The flat earth woke me up big time to a new reality. Whether it's true or not, it is certainly interesting, and there's definitely something to it. Anyway, let me tell you a little bit about my current situation. I'm going to jump ahead of my story and just let you know a little bit about where I'm at now. Well, where I'm physically at right now is inside of my restaurant slash storage unit slash home, because I'm living here now with all my personal belongings, and I'm not open for business. I closed it down back in February to work on a Christmas movie who I thought were Christian people. Well, that's another whole different story. But anyway, I closed it to cater a movie. And after the movie, a lot of the tragedy that has happened in the last couple of years of my life hit me, and I could afford not to work. And so I didn't. I slept and read my Bible and prayed and slept, basically. Did a lot of meditating. But I didn't work. I used the money that I made on that last job, and I just kind of paid the bills until the money ran out, until I had to go back to work. And I'm currently helping a friend of mine who owns a restaurant. I'm helping her through the holidays, and I'm supposed to make some really big decisions between now and the first of the year, which is coming up quite quickly. In the meantime, I had a job. I'm not even making enough money to cover the bills that I have to cover here at my own restaurant. trying to decide on whether or not I need to open it back up or do something else with it. I have all my personal stuff here that actually 5 years ago I was going to sell. I quit my job. I was going to sell all my stuff, simplify my life, and just take me, go wherever the Lord led me. And that's the story I've been trying to tell. That's what I did, and I've still got the stuff. And now I'm in the same situation. I'm basically I'm ready to sell it all and have nothing, or even give it all away. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just that you have to have some kind of income just to live. Unless you're dependent on other people. So, yeah, back in February, I thought after this job was over, I thought I would be dependent on other people. And it was family that offered to help me. That's another story too, but which brings me to something I need to say now. In telling my story, it involves a lot of other people. And in order to tell my story accurately and get the message across, these people are going to know who they are. I'm not going to name names because I don't want to hurt anybody. And I forgive everyone that has hurt me, and whether they did it intentionally or whatever, I forgive them regardless. And I believe that anybody who is on the path of truth and is seeking higher wisdom, seeking God, seeking salvation, whatever the case may be, if you're doing that, if you want to be enlightened, you have to forgive. That's number one priority, is you have to be willing to forgive. Somebody has to break that chain. Our world is a result of unforgiveness. This person hurt that person, and that person in return hurt somebody else. And I don't know about you, but that's how I always reacted when I got hurt. Instead of crying about it or feeling the pain of that hurt or whatever and accepting it, I would get angry or retaliate, revenge, even if not literally and physically inside. That would be my feelings inside. Those were my thoughts. I no longer think like that, and if I do, I try not to. My goal is never to hurt anybody. Also, when you're sharing truth with somebody, or you're influencing anybody in any way as far as their soul condition goes, you're taking on a lot of responsibility, because you're going to be held accountable for any advice, any guidance, any direction you give somebody towards that. You're going to be held accountable. So I don't take for granted the things that I'm saying in these videos. There are consequences to everything, and there are severe consequences to messing with somebody else's life and beliefs and their soul condition. So make sure you have a pure heart, your intentions are good before you start down this path, because the path to truth is not a safe path. It is not a path you take for fun. You know, it's serious. As far as I'm concerned, it's the meaning of life. I came to that conclusion by losing the most important things in my life. And thinking, well, without these people in my life, without these things in my life, what point is there to living it? You know, I might as well just go to sleep and never wake up. I don't want to be here anymore. So it really got me digging deep inside of myself, why I'm really here. And hopefully that's what this is all about, and hopefully you can help me figure that out as well. I'm really putting myself out there. So anyway, I'm a cook, and I have owned several restaurants in the past. I have one now that I told you isn't not open, but it's here. And that's what I've done for the most part of my life, is work in a kitchen. And I started my own restaurant / nightclub back in '98, and pretty much been self-employed in the industry since then. Sorry about that. Anyway, so after I started going to this church, being led by a falling star, I was at the library one day doing a Bible study on the computer there, and using some books there to do some research. And there's a lot more to the story, but I'm jumping ahead, and I'm all over the place. I apologize, but like I said, I'm winging it without using my notes that I've been taking for the past 5 years. So was at the library and overheard a conversation about a woman who was looking for a movie set location. She was an extra and was supposed to meet them there at this place where they were filming a movie. And the name of the movie was Child of God. So I started kind of eavesdropping. At the time, I was at this church. My daughter was in a Christmas play, and she had just signed up for the drama club at school. And I thought, well, this is a Christian movie. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to follow this lady and get my daughter a part in this movie, in this Christian movie called Child of God. So I did. I got my stuff together and I got in the car and I went to this location and I talked to a gentleman that had a headset on and looked to be of some importance. Excuse me. And told him that I had a teenage daughter, you know, and that she was a Christian, and would there be any place or part for her in this film as an extra or whatever, that, you know, I thought that she would really love to do something like that. And he said, well, first of all, it's not a Christian film and we don't really need any teenagers, but I really like your beard. At the time I had a big fuzzy beard. I really like your beard. What are you doing tomorrow? I'd like to use you as an extra. So the next morning I went to this location and they dressed me up and told me what to do, and they even gave me a speaking part. They told me to say a line, and I was so excited that as soon as the camera went on me, I blurted my line out at the wrong time. I was nervous and excited or whatever, and so the director started laughing, and he came over and introduced himself, and it turned out to be James Franco. And I had no clue at that point, you know, that what I was even doing, you know, and here James Franco is introducing himself to me. So that's how I fell into the movie industry. And James gave me a part on his art department, and he and I worked together for about, I say he and I, but I worked on his art department for about 2 weeks, I guess. And that's how it all started. After that, kind of snowballed. I worked on Buck Wild on MTV, and then a movie called Angel's Perch, and a string of movies. Anyway, and they're all, now that I look back, the title of the movies, they all tell a message, and that's a different, I'll have to make a video about that at some point, and maybe you can help me figure that out. But I feel like the titles of the movies even give me a message about my life. This is a crazy matrix we're living in. I'm telling you, once you open up to it, it's really quite unbelievable. You're really taking that pill, the little red pill, and going deep down a rabbit hole. And I believe there is a higher power behind it, God. I believe in Jesus. Jesus said he's the way, the truth, and the life. And if you look at it like that, uh, the way is truth. Truth is life. And I believe all religions started with good intention, and they all basically have a good message. It's what man has done with the religion to control the population that is not from God. So you have to be able to rise above the doctrines and the false beliefs, and you have to really search God out and find out what God really is. And as far as I'm concerned, God is love, peace, truth, charity. God is everything that is good. Man has distorted these things and created evil. And I believe we're in a place right now to learn that lesson. And I believe that where we end up when we die does totally depend on what we do while we're here. And I believe we continue all the way through eternity, either getting closer to God or farther away. So that's the end of my fourth video. I'm going to stop here and kind of reflect and go over what I've talked about so far and try to decide where I'm going to start next. But I think we covered a lot of good ground. I hope you're interested. I hope these videos aren't too boring and too cheesy, but just take whatever you can. You know, the expression chew on the meat, spit out the bones, or whatever helps. Use it. Whatever you can't relate to, put it aside. You know, I love you all. Bye.